We're live. All right, so you guys, hey, Instagram. My face seems incredibly large right now. I don't think I ever zoom in this close. I didn't have my teeth. I had breakfast this morning. My man, Ira Davis, to come join us on Instagram. We're gonna come have a little hangout today, talking about one dream can change everything, people. So you got D Walker coming in. I am It looks like Rosanna Jimenez. Hello, good morning. I am Rosanna Jimenez. We got Sarah Van Loon. It's a cool last name, Van Loon. Van Loon, I feel like I should say it. Raymond C, what's up, my man Raymond C? The chief dream diver is going to join us today. We're going to have a conversation about one dream can change everything. This man has jumped out of planes and does a bunch of craziness. Sarah Van Loon, good morning. I like that. Here we go. Chief dream diver, we're going to bring this man in. Let's go ahead. You guys got to let us know if it echoes, by the way, because sometimes it echoes, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not quite sure how it works all the time. We're going to get it figured out. So let me know.
It's buzzing. It's buzzing. Man, I hope not. Yeah, I can see you on the live stream, but I can I can't see you on the Instagram yet.
With people who I'm like, man, you guys do some cool things in the world, but I would love to know where home is at. Like, we got to do international. Ellie Sheffy sees us both. Ellie, you're on the Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I think it's YouTube also. So this one's good. We also go to Instagram over here. So we're trying to get a little bit of the things figured out. She says that it is a little choppy. Let's do this. Let's see if I can get this man to come in this time. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Maybe it'll work on the Instagram thing, and then we have a conversation. SoCal. Oh, Ellie Sheffy, SoCal. Hey. There's my wife floating around. Oh, we made it. There he is in his office. You're all tucked away in the back there. So you guys let us know. Talk a little bit, Ira. Say hi to everybody and let us know if possibly it's any echoey. Because I don't know.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, listen. It is. What is today? Today is what?
It's Wednesday, man.
Wednesday.
It's hump day.
All one day. Can you guys hear us? Are we echoing?
I don't. I heard none of that. That was it, love. That's the one. My wife's over there looking for mail she has in her hand. It might be a little. What's up, Ann? How we doing? We got Will Ding, High Performance Academy event AZ a few years ago. Good, man. Danny Trujillo. Let us know if it's they say all good now. Beautiful, man. So do me a favor. Let the individuals who are tuned in going, who in the world is this dude? Like, let them know, man. Like, fill us in.
Love it, man.
Love it, man. Well, listen, my name is Ira Davis, the Chief Dream Diver. And for those of you who don't know me, first of all, man, I'm super excited to be here with my brother Anthony. We met a long time ago, man, and we've been just rocking together ever since. But a little bit about me, man. I was a former Marine Corps drill instructor. I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years. And now I'm a dream development coach, skydiver, and a CEO of the Dream Diver Company, man, where we do some crazy things for world-class leaders. We help individuals who are at the top of their game, man, literally. Who know in their hearts that they have something bigger, something more purposeful brewing in their life. We help them discover their purpose, unlock their God-sized dreams, and then we take them up to 13,000 feet, man, and help them destroy their biggest fears so that when they come back down to the ground, we can help them become the purpose-driven pioneer that they were always created to be, bro. So that's a little bit about me, man. Been married for 14 years, got 2 beautiful boys, young kings. Man, I'm a youth coach, all that good stuff, man. And so that's Ira Davis, bro.
I like it, man. I like Ira Davis's story. I like it. What the statement you said? You said I'm a dream developer. That's an interesting. I genuinely like interesting thought, right? Because as much as you're like, oh, what's a dream developer? Like I when I go back and spend time with that and thought, I'm like, that's actually probably a valuable thing because I know a lot of people have. Man, I know we have dreams, right? But the dream is not always crystal clear. And if it's not crystal clear, it's hard to connect emotionally to it. And if we can't connect emotionally to it, we don't subconsciously drive to it. When you start thinking about, like people that come to you and go, I got this dream, I want to accomplish something. Do you usually find out they've got it pretty clear and it's just like simple, or like, do we actually have to go deeper into it to get it figured out?
So the truth is that most people come to me 2 ways. Number one, they're at the top of their game. They are a very successful entrepreneur, executive, CEO, CMO, whatever. They're at the top of their game. They've done it all. They've achieved all kinds of success.
Yeah.
Right? They can buy the houses, the cars, and go on vacation. But there's this knowing in their heart that there's something greater in them.
But
they don't know how to pull it out.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't know what it is. They don't know how to identify it. And then the second type of person that comes to me and say, hey, listen, I'm already what I call a dream diver, right? A purpose-driven individual that's willing to walk away from their comfort zones, dive head first into the God-sized and God-given dreams, right? They're already operating at max capacity in their purpose.
Yeah.
And they want me to come in and help them go to a new level because it feels something greater brewing.
Gotcha.
Right? And so generally, it's not the in-between person. It's I don't know and I feel it.
Yeah.
I need help, and it's, I'm already doing it, but I want to go to the 13,000 feet level. Yeah.
I like it. And as you guys are in here like now, like I would love to know if this sounds like you, just out of curiosity for me, so I kind of know the people that are hanging out with us. If you are on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter, man, let me know, because I'm serious. I'm genuinely curious. We got Facebook people putting the little stars up, because I believe that this is probably where the majority of people are at, right? Honestly, most people are like, I got an idea. People don't tune into these live streams if they don't have some kind of a little, like, I got a little something I want to get done, right? Yeah. So when you start talking to people, what becomes like the major hindrance for folks? Like, let's take the person who is sitting there, who is, and not the in-between, but it has that dream, like, before they get to the point of I want to go higher, when we just get started, let's start with that person. Like, what is their biggest hindrance? What do you find is got them stuck at that bottom level before they even take off up to 13,000 feet?
Yeah, the truth is that most people who never accomplish their dream for their life or get stuck at a certain level within their dream is fear. Right? Let me break that down. Fear of everything. How's that for a breakdown? Fear of everything, right? Fear of failure, fear of not maximizing their full potential, fear of dying before they achieve the thing that God created them to do.
Yeah.
Most importantly, fear of other people's opinions, fear of the unknown, right? And here's the big one. I'm afraid to leave from this place of comfort to step out into the unfamiliar, because I had it all together here.
Yeah.
Right. Whether I'm still at my job or running a business that doesn't fulfill me, I got it all together. Or whether I'm the guy or girl who's running a purpose-driven business and everything is good. My numbers are up, my stats are up, my profitability and impact is up.
Yeah.
But I feel another level, but I'm comfortable here. Like I just did the TEDx. I'm speaking all over the world. I'm comfortable here. Why would I leave here to go to there?
Yeah.
Right. So it's generally fear of everything is what keeps people from living out their dream.
Yeah, you describe what I call a defender. And so I have this thing, I do the Slower Go quiz, and it's based on what's called the Slower Go grid. And there's an individual in there who's what's called a defender. And the defender is this, and some of you guys might be this. Someone says, you look effing dope. I like it. That's cool. I hope it's what it said. I just noticed the comment as I'm talking. Anyways, so in the Slower Go grid, what ends up happening is you have an individual as a defender. Defender says this: I've built something cool. I've done something great. And I will protect this. If something comes and rears its head like, I got this, I'm going to attack this opposition to maintain my position. However, I don't want to put myself in a position to possibly lose footing. Right? It's that I want to defend my position. The undefeated boxer, the unbeaten squad. It's like tough. And I think that becomes one of those fears. It's like, some people are living that life. They're doing pretty well, man. They got a good record. And we don't want to chance the record on something great, but then you miss out on something even greater. So those individuals who you talk about that got the next tier and like they hit the next level, what have you seen in their experience of achieving that next level? Like, is it something where it's like, it's cool, or is like, is it better than they thought it was going to be? Like, what's that typical when you get them up there and go? What do you see their experience change into?
Yeah, the truth is that it's always better. It might not feel better in the moment, because pursuing purpose and diving for a dream that's bigger than you is a process. Right. And so just like you didn't get to that place of comfort overnight, you won't get to the dream for your life overnight. It's a process.
Yeah.
Right. And most people think you can flip a switch and get to the thing you see or feel in your head and your heart.
Yeah.
Right. But I tell people like this: if you're not willing to dedicate 10 years at least to the dream for your life, go back to work. Go back to your 9 to 5. Go back to the thing that's keeping you comfortable. Because a God-sized dream is going to take a lifetime of enduring a process. Right? And so generally people have to walk through the journey, and they have to have the grit. They have to have the determination to want to do what most people won't do. And this is why, and Anthony, you know this is why there's only probably about 10% of people who ever live and die on this earth who will ever achieve the dream and the assignment and the purpose for their life.
Yeah.
Because most people aren't willing to endure the process, bro. So I've never met a person who went after their dreams who came back and said, I regretted it. Never in the history of life have you ever heard a person who went after their dreams and came back and said, I wish I would have stayed comfortable. Even if they lost everything.
Yeah.
They gained
Everything.
There's something you gain. I think that's the thought on my head I was thinking, right? It's not always this endurance thing. And to be quite honest, I think there is that. Everybody loves the journey of getting there, right? But maybe I don't love the journey. They love the destination. We love getting to that place. Mm-hmm. But I think that there's a piece in there where you're talking about it feels heavy, right? If you only give 10 years, like that for a lot of people goes, oh, it's heavy. But what if you enjoyed the journey? Right? Do you find that in the process of the work you do, at first it starts that way, but maybe transitions into like, man, it's hard work. And everybody else goes, man, Ira, dude, how do you do that every day? That's crazy. But you might go like, oh, man, I love this actually. Does that become an experience for you and your clients?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's two things, man. Listen, when you are operating from a place of purpose, this is the thing you know that you were put on this earth to do. So there's no weight that can be put on top of you that can crush you when your body was made for this assignment, right? The problem is when we start feeling the weight of the assignment is because we are improperly positioned in our purpose and in our dream, right? You're trying to be a solopreneur when a God-sized dream takes a dream team, right? You're trying to be the one who makes the pancakes when you're supposed to be making the restaurant chain, right? When you're improperly positioned, the weight becomes disproportionate and it starts to crush you. So you have to figure out who you are. And then number two, bro, you'll never burn out or run out of energy or enthusiasm for your assignment on the earth when you stop focusing on you and you start focusing on the results, the people who you were created to be a miracle for. Like if you are like, man, I don't know, like I have to sacrifice and I have to invest and I have to do all these different things, you're being selfish. Mm-hmm. Because purpose is never about you. It's about who you're supposed to be serving. And so if you take your eyes off of you, put it on the people you've been called to make an impact for, you'll never say, I'm too fat to get on camera today. I don't look quite good enough to step on stage today. Like you take yourself out of the mirror and put those people you're supposed to be serving in.
So I like this. Someone also said it's a chapter of mine right now. Promoted says a dream team. It's funny you said I just had a conversation with a client 2 days ago about the same thing and like the energy getting given to it. Like, man, how do you just stay on all the time? Like, to be quite honest, the moment I get into things, I stop thinking about me. Like, I have a very specific choice where I'm like, I'm no longer thinking about Anthony. I pull myself back out of the flow. Like when I go on stages now, like I'm nervous when they're saying my name. The moment I get up there, I'm like, all right, let's talk to these people because it's their time. You know what I mean? And it does drive you differently. Somebody up there a couple questions ago, they said, how do you find your purpose? I'd love to hear, I have my own perspective on that, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, how do you help people find the purpose? Is it similar to the dream? Like, how does that flow?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. So let me define both. Let me define purpose. Let me define dreams. And I kind of walk you through the method we teach you. Number one, purpose is that thing you were put on this earth to do to serve other people. Period.
Yeah.
Thing you put on earth to do to serve other people. Number two, the dream. This is how we define it here at the Dream Diver Company. Your dream is the thing that you must do, become, or create in order to fulfill your purpose. Right? It's this God-sized, audacious thing that will take you a lifetime to achieve and to build it, and that you must amass community and staff and a team around to create something that will live beyond you. Think Disney, think Apple, think beyond the thing that you can do in your lifetime. It's audacious. It literally makes you pee on yourself a little bit every time you think about it. That's the dream. Right? Your purpose is your assignment. It's your coordinates. Like this, if it does not fall within this assignment, don't call me, don't ask me. The answer is no. Right? This is the thing that you are assigned to do when God gave you breath. Right? And so here's how we teach people how to find their purpose. I teach something called the Dream Diver Purpose Formula. It's purpose equals your capabilities plus your cause plus your solutions. Right? Your talents and skills are things that God gave you when you were born. Like some of us are just fast for no reason. We don't even have to practice. Right? And then your skills, those are the talents. The skills are the things you learn how to do. You mastered and you love them. That cause is that thing that lights your soul on fire every time you see it. And you would literally stop, give everything you have in order to solve this problem because it's connected to something that you've overcome or you've experienced. And then the solutions piece is, what would you do if somebody wrote you a blank check to go out and solve that problem? Right. So how do you take the things that you're great at in the world that you love to do, plus the thing that you have overcome or that you've experienced that lights you up, right? Whether it makes you sad or lights you up on fire, and then how do you put a solution to it? Whether you're the entrepreneur, which means you will pioneer and build, or you're the entrepreneur, which means you will connect your purpose and dream to a purpose and dream that's bigger than you to build from within. And you put it all together, now you have an assignment for your life.
I agree, man. I like it. It's funny as you walk through this, you know, like you go to church sometimes and hear people say things, you're like, oh man, it's talking to me. Like it is all the same stuff when I get out in, like I go back to my journey, I go, that's what it is. Like There have been times in my life, this is a personal quick story, like there's been times when like I rock and roll through my life and there have been people closest to me who did not quite get it. At one point, my wife and best friend were both like, just chalk it up, stop doing this. This isn't going to work out. Go get a regular job, right? And I'm so thankful that like 5 years ago when that kind of came to the conversation, I was like, no, man, this is bigger than my thoughts. This is something I can't. Here's what I think about. I think if I had a 9 to 5, would I be the same man?
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. My best friend does a 9 to 5. He's good. That Tara just said she's sitting here clapping like crazy. I sit here and go with a 9 to 5. For some people, it's beautiful. It's what they need. And I'm fine with it. I love it. If you love your job and love your life, I love that. But for me, I think it would be like the lion in a cage, like subdued with that energy kind of contained. So what do you say to those people who are like, man, it sounds good, but like I have responsibilities. I've got kids. I got this job that I've been building up, whatever X, Y, and Z may be. What do you say to the person that goes, yeah, but I don't got a blank check. I know what I want to do. I hear it calling. How do I step into that, man?
Yeah, I love it,
man. So first of all, none of us have a blank check.
Yeah, right.
Let's be honest.
I got one, but you can't put a lot of money on. You can't put like millions and billions on there. Like,
send me one of those. I need just go ahead and sign it. So I can just put whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like none of us have a blank check. When we get this deposit in our heart and our spirit, just knowing that we were created for something bigger, it doesn't come with a blank check. It comes with a boot camp of life.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Dreams have a built-in mechanism to keep the pretenders out. It's called process. Most people don't want to pay the piper for process. Right?
True.
And so it keeps people away from doing astronomical things.
I'll give you
an example. Sir Richard Branson, we all know, just went to space and back.
Yeah.
Now, I did a little bit of research. He said that dream started developing in him in 1969 when they first landed on the moon.
Wow.
It's 2021. That's 52 years
Crazy.
It took him to get to space.
Yeah.
Most of us don't have what it takes
to do
what we were created to do because we want now. And we don't want to work. And we want, like, in order to get from where you are today to where you want to be, it's going to take faith and execution.
Mm-hmm.
Faith and belief in something greater than you, faith and belief in you, and faith and belief in what you heard in your heart, that it is possible if you put in the work and you keep being consistent. And execution. Nothing happens just because you believe. Like you got to get up and you have to execute and you have to work and you have to be willing to become a new person. Like 7 years ago, I was not. The remnants of who I was always there, but I wasn't this guy. Like I'm surrounded by hundreds of books. Like 7 years ago, you wouldn't catch me reading a thing. But when I figured out what I was born to do, I knew that there was an information gap standing between me and the people who needed to hear what was deposited in me. And so if I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, I have to become who I'm not yet.
Yeah.
And so it's this thing of how bad do you want to do the thing you were created to do?
Yeah.
Right. And so it doesn't matter where you are. You have to walk the process and become somebody who's worthy of somebody giving a blank check too.
Yeah.
Of having a dream that's well thought out and a vision that's well thought out. So somebody who's willing to walk up to you. Man, I'll give you an example, man. I had a client of mine. He found me on LinkedIn a few years ago, about 3 years ago now. Mm-hmm. I preached a message somewhere at somebody's church, and he found a little clip on LinkedIn. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And he was just sitting in his bed watching some LinkedIn videos. And he said, normally I don't turn the volume on. So I turned the volume on this video, and I heard you speaking. It took my breath away. Mm-hmm. I showed my wife. We went and found the whole video on YouTube. Mm-hmm. She said, you need to get in contact with this dude. You need him in your life. Yeah. And he calls me up on the phone, on LinkedIn. He DMs me. He said, listen, I am so well off in my life. Like I don't need anything. I don't want for anything. But I'm so well off that I've lost my ability to dream.
Interesting.
Like my life is so.
Yeah.
I lost my ability to dream. Right.
Yeah.
And he says, man, I need you in my life. So long story short, man, he becomes a coaching client of mine. Mm-hmm. Walking through the process, come to find out, man, he's supposed to be launching purpose-driven pioneers to the moon by adding the increase to their dream, by coming in and helping them create momentum.
Yeah.
Fast forward in the middle of the pandemic, because he went from a client to being one of my closest friends, to being a part of my inner circle. Mm-hmm. He saw what I was building by way of my production company. I run a documentary production company as well, where we documentaries for big brands to inspire you. He's been seeing me build this dream in the background. And he rolled up on me in the middle of the pandemic at 7 a.m. in the morning and handed me a bag of cash. And he says, listen, I've been watching you.
I've been
seeing you endure the process. I've seen the faith that you have in the God that gave you the dream, and the faith that you display when you're doing what you're doing, even when nobody sees it, nobody's watching. I've seen you,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to bless you. Do what you need to do with this cash to move the dream to the next level. Now, this is 7 years after I started the process, not on day one.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to earn your way to the right opportunities, to the right people coming into your life, because you are willing to put your faith together with execution and start where you are on day one.
I like it. Well, first off, give that man my address, just so he knows where I live. Just kidding. That's great though, man. I appreciate that. That's powerful. Because it does become this thing where that sounds like, no one's going to give you a bag of cash. That I would actually say that could never happen, but then it happened. But a lot of the time we go through life and seriously, a lot of things happen we did not expect to happen. I think that's the beautiful part of life, these nuances and changes and differences. Someone had a question earlier. I'm going to scroll up and grab it real quick, and then I want to kind of have a different talk. So what happens when you're so about the mission that dreams like the marriage and family haven't happened? How do you balance serving others, following the dream, and amidst other life goals you have?
That's a great question.
Here's the truth.
It's when you're in place, doing what you were supposed to do. The man or woman who is assigned to your life will find you serving. Period. They will find you serving. Get into alignment with who you've been called to be. I don't know what that looks like for you. But if you're in position, you will not miss the man or woman who's supposed to be your husband and wife. Well, what happens is you're out of place. Imagine who's going to walk into your life. So go where you're supposed to go, because first of all, when you come into a marriage, you're supposed to be coming in 100%, 100%. If you're not doing the thing you were created to do, and you already know it, like it's one thing if you don't know, but if you already know you're out of position and you walk into a marriage unequal, right, you're gonna have some issues, right? And so my suggestion to you is get to the place you're supposed to be, and the right man or woman who has been assigned to your life as your husband and wife, they will find you doing the thing you were created to do. Number two, yes, life happens. Pandemic happened, right? All these kind of things happen. Will punch you in the mouth, but at the end of the day, you have a choice to make. Are you committed to the process? It's just like a marriage. Things happen in a marriage. We don't just walk out of a marriage. Like when you say yes to your assignment, your purpose, when you say yes to your dream, you are making a covenant to being who you were created to be, no matter if you have to go down in a blaze of glory. Right? This is not something that we casually date. Like purpose is not something that you can opt out of. Yeah. Like you can't just sit down and say, I want to be on the bench today. Purpose is something that when you say yes, you are making a covenant and an oath, and you're getting married to serving other people. Now, your first purpose, right, as a husband and wife, is at home to your spouse and to your children. But if you've been called to outside of the house, then you need to go do what you have to do. But you have to balance the two. Because what does it profit you to help other people and lose your home, right? And Anthony, you and I have talked about that several times. Mm-hmm. What is it? You take care of everybody else outside, but what about home? No, take care of home first. So that when you're out serving other people, the people at home are cheering for you because they love you and because you have done it at home first. Yeah. Because they know that when you get back home, they know what's coming back home.
Yeah, something good. Yep, that's big. That's funny you say that. They even say like Jesus had to leave his home to be a disciple and be respected. Sometimes you don't get respect at home, but definitely if you go and do great things and they can't. Here's the thing. I always found this thought for football. Be so good they can't keep you off the field, man. Just be great. Put it out to the world. Do some great things. All right, so here's what I do know. People are listening right now. We're tuned in, right? Everybody's hanging out. Appreciate you guys. We're all hanging out. We got some 30-odd people on this camera over here. We got some 22, 30-odd people over here. It's like 50-ish people. Here's what I know. Y'all? Hey, it's awesome, man. You get to come hang out with us. I love this, man. I love being able to go and touch hearts. So here's the thing. This is all concept, right? It's all good. It's like saying, hey, I want to get in better shape. Let me Google how to squat. Right, which is like you need to know how to squat, but also the workout program around it. If you don't understand all those things of how many reps, how many sets, then what ends up happening is you can't get in shape. And so I say all that to say these are cool concepts we've talked about, but I do know that you are in a space where you teach these things. You have conversation about these things, and it's kind of this thing where, like, I would love for you to share what is the concept of what you have coming, because we are having this conversation transparently, guys, because I was like, hey, man, what are you up to? I got this thing going on. I was like, dude, this sounds awesome. Do you want to come talk about it on the live stream? Because I know people could benefit from what you do. So I asked him to come share not just his heart, but what he's building. So you guys, man, like, listen to what he has to say, because it's needed. more than I would even I know. Like, it's needed. So, man, share the concept of what you got going on.
I love it. And, man, I appreciate you again. And to all of your followers, man, this guy in front of you, Anthony Trucks, you have the greatest leader on the planet. And so if you're not consuming his stuff on every single platform, you're missing out on a part of your training regimen for life. And so I don't care if he's on every platform, every social media, you need to be there because you've been assigned to his voice. Man, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come share with your folks, man. So, listen, I run a company called the Dream Diver Company. We're an elite coaching and training company for world-class leaders who were knowing at heart that they were born for something great. And so what we've created is something called the Dream Diver Academy, right? It's this 9-week coaching school, training school, where we literally walk you through the process of discovering your purpose, unlocking your God-sized dream, and helping you destroy the biggest fears. Now, here's the beautiful thing. The 8 weeks, bro, they're virtual classes, 2 hours a night. But then week number 9, you're going to meet me here in Southern California for a live in-person transformational boot camp, 72 hours, where I'm going to stretch your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, and help you destroy every fear that will try to stand in the way of you and your purpose and your dream. How do we do that? Man, you got to show up to find out. But one of those ways, on day number 3, if you make it through day number 1 or number 2, is you'll go up to 13,000 feet with myself in the air. And we're going to do a rite of passage and dive out of a plane together, not because it's cute, not because it's a thrill, but it's because it's the philosophy that we teach on how to dive for a dream that's bigger than yourself, man. And so I'm super excited, man, to be able to train and to launch dream divers into the world who will touch every industry, every atmosphere, and everything that they touch with the right heart, with the right mindset, with the right intensity, bro. And so that's the academy, guys. And if you're sitting out there and you're like, yo, I've been struggling. Anthony talks about shift. I've been struggling. I feel a shift happening in my heart. Right? And you don't know how to tap into it, discover it, unlock it. Listen, the academy is for you. And if that's not for you, Anthony's got something for you. Right? But our goal today together as this tag team duo is to make sure that you don't live another day doing the thing that you were not created to do, man. So that's the academy. If you're interested, all you have to do is literally simply go to my DMs on Instagram. It's at the Chief Dream Diver. There's only one on Instagram in all of the world, at the Chief Dream Diver. And DM me the word academy. Just DM me the word academy, and my team and I will get you over some resources. Schedule a phone call for you, man. It's super simple. I don't have any gimmicks or things. I don't have time to play games. Either we saving lives, or we playing games, and I don't have time for that because your life is an emergency. We see that with Kobe Bryant and all these other people who are here today and gone tomorrow. We don't have time to put purpose on the back burner and dreams for one day. When I send the kids to college, and one day when I buy the car, all of it, one day. We don't have one day. You have today. So what are you gonna do? You gonna sit there and get goosebumps, or you gonna put yourself in a position to get transformed? I don't believe in motivation. I believe in transformation, man. So,
I'm saying, man.
I appreciate it.
Hey, very well. I appreciate you too, man, because I'm the same way. It's like, I think the one thing that becomes a disservice to our world in the space of what we do is there are a lot of people that they look at the facade, which is like this. You know, it's amazing. Everybody's just always happy and motivate. I want to be a motivational speaker. And for me, it's like, I love that. But one of the most difficult things for me early on stepping into this space were like, there were a lot of people I'd follow and like, it was just all motivation. Nobody gave me an actual, like, here's the roadmap. Here's the actual, like, here's a thing that you can do to make this enduring. Because I found the most important and most transformation motivation, we'll call it, is when it comes inside from things I've done. And so, like, I connect and I gravitate to people like yourself who actually create things of value that people can tangibly take on and do like this. So, man, I appreciate you coming on. I got to jump. I just realized that it's 8 o'clock and I got to pop over immediately for a conversation. But if you guys are listening and going, man, it sounds cool, like dead honest, reach out to the man. Here's the thing. I know the man personally. I've met him in different capacities. We've had different things we've done. The dude shows up at a high level, and you can feel the energy. He's a very serious human being, but he's serious about the things that matter in life, which is your life, but his family, his health, how he shows up. So, like, not only is something he's created, is it amazing, but also he's the right leader for it, if that makes sense. So I appreciate you, man. Love you guys out in the world. Go to the Chief Dream Diver on Instagram. Make sure to DM him the word academy if you have any questions. Outside of that, everybody, man, God bless you all. See you guys on Friday, man. Appreciate you, Ira, man. Seriously.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, take care, all. I'm out.